Hey everybody, this is Johnny Gioeli from Hardline, Axel, Rudi, Pell, Crush 40, Enemy Eyes. Whew, what a busy guy. And you're listening to the one and only Godless Heathens.
Lightning. Fire. Power of God or something.
He died for our sins.
That shall be his undoing.
Hey, what is going on here?
Shocking. Positively shocking.
That's just funny. Fuck you.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Hey, come here. Hi. God damn it.
Okay, now, if by any chance I get, flustered, when I'm hurling through space, and I pull the right one first.
Oh, well, then you're going to wind up looking like a well-done chili burger. They're going to have to shovel you into a coffin.
Find and fulfill your destiny.
You bastard. Drop dead!
Item 2 request.
You remember one thing. You screw up just this much, you'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. I'm Larry.
Fuck off, Larry.
Right here.
Hey, this is Dr. Vincent West, medical doctor, and I've got a very, very special guest today. I'm a huge fan of this guy. He's one of the best vocalists in the world. If you're not familiar with him, you're about to be. I'm talking about Johnny Gioeli, and he is the vocalist for Axel, Rudi, Pell, fucking Hardline, which is another great band. And he also has a new band out now, and we're going to be talking about their new album, History's Hand. And it's Enemy Oz and History's Hand, and it comes out on Frontier Records November 18th. Johnny, thank you so much for doing this today, man. I'm a huge fan.
Dr. Vincent, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, man. No, my pleasure. My pleasure, man. There's so much to talk about, man. I wish we had 4 hours, but we can dive into whatever you want to talk about today, man.
Awesome. Tell me first of all, as a Hardline fan, how you came to be in that band.
Whoa, that's quite a story, man. So my sister was together with Neil Schon from Journey for about 8 years.
Really?
We were married, and yeah. A lot of people don't know this story, but my brother and I were in a band called Brunette. Big Sunset Strip Hollywood band.
Nice.
And we never asked Neil for any help in the music business. My brother and I did what we did. And so it was one holiday. We all got together the holidays. We were all from the East Coast, and we were actually in our family home in Pennsylvania. I'm from New York, but we had a home in Pennsylvania. And
right.
We were all together, and my brother and I were working on an album called Brothers, which was going to be just this heavy kind of Nelson album, if you remember those guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nelson. Yeah. So we were working on a heavy version. We were going to call it Brothers. And Neil heard what we were doing. We were sitting in the kitchen playing. We had our acoustics and we were working on some stuff. And he comes running in and said, "Whoa, let me hear that." And we played it. It was a song called Face the Night, which actually did not make it on the Double Eclipse album, but we recorded it. It's still sitting in a vault somewhere.
That's crazy.
On this song called Face the Night. And he goes, "Let me see the guitar for a second." He said, "Try this, try that." And what he was doing from a chord, musical perspective was absolutely brilliant. And I'm just going to condense the story for us. I said, "Neil, are you interested in producing this record?" He goes, "Well, man, I'm working on the Bad English record, but let's just write. Let's write together, keep writing and writing and writing, and we'll see." I said, "Okay." So we all went back to LA because that's where we live. And he would go to the studio, and I would work at his house literally every day, morning till night. I sat there and wrote and wrote and wrote. And he'd come home late. He's one of the hardest working musicians I've ever known.
Right.
Sean. I mean, always working, always playing, always thinking, always writing. And his chord knowledge, he's just a brilliant musician. Anyway, he would come home from the Bad English sessions, and he'd go, "Okay, Johnny, what'd you write today?" And I go, "Okay, this one I call it Change of Heart. This is called Can't Find My Way." And I write, and then we would take the song and together build it. He would obviously add his chord knowledge and his brilliance into the songs, and we grew the songs. So he had such an immense love for the songs and for the way we worked so well together that he actually said, why don't we turn this into a band, and I'll grab Dean, because Dean's with me, like he's with Journey, of course.
Sure.
And we'll take Dean, we'll find a bass player, and we'll turn this into a band. And originally I said no. I said, no, man, not really into that. We're going to do this brothers thing. And he was like, what? So after a little time went by and he was shocked. Yeah, he was shocked we didn't really want him in the band. Well, we had a different thing we were thinking about. We were long-haired guys. He was short-haired guy. It was just kind of a stupid, thing that we were just trying to, have this look. We were still stuck in the 80s a little bit, even though it was it was still late 80s. But anyway, long story short, I said, you know what, let's do this, because he's just a great guy. We're like brothers. We write together we wrote every day, and let's just do this. So that's how the band was formed. And then we were searching for a bass player. We auditioned hundreds of bass players in Los Angeles. And then Dean says, you know what, I know this guy. He played for Alice Cooper, played for David Lee Roth. His name is Todd Jensen, and he's really great. I think he's going to fit us, our culture. He's going to fit. And we met him, we jammed, and we were like, that's the guy. And that's how Hardline was born.
So I was working as a projectionist in a movie theater. Okay. And I saw the trailer for Rapid Fire. And I was like, man, that song, I will be there. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. Dude, gives me the chills to this day every time I hear the song. Was that just to ask you about that song, because I absolutely love that song. Is that something that you guys, was that a later song in the sessions for Hardline, or was that something right off the bat?
So that was right off the bat, but what happened, that was music that music alone, just strip out the melody, I will be there, strip all that shit out, all the melody, all the lyrics out. That was Neil and Jonathan Cain wrote that music, and they handed me a tape, like a cassette tape. Can you believe that shit?
It's awesome.
And said, this music is hit music. See what you can do with it. And later that day, literally, I drove to the studio that in Hollywood that they were recording at. I said, put this in a player. And I'll never forget, Jonathan Cain slid down his seat. And I go, what do you guys think? And Neil was like, fucking A, man, that's fucking awesome. And that's it. I had the idea, I heard it, and recorded it literally in this little apartment, sang into a couch, into a microphone, and that was the demo. Brought it to the studio, what do you guys think? Oh my God, and that made it to the album.
And do you know how it ended up in Rapid Fire?
So Brandon Lee was actually Bruce Lee's son. Brandon
was a
Hardline fan. He became a Hardline fan. Those songs, bro, were already cut into the movie before they even offered us our fee.
Really?
For those songs. Yeah, he didn't care what he had to pay. He wanted those songs in the movie.
I love it.
It was like that. We went to a screening, and they were already cut in. I'm like, wait a minute, they're already cut in. We thought we were just going to watch the movie to see if we liked the movie, to put the music in it. And they were like, oh, hell no. Brandon wanted cut in. It's in. And that was a very nice payday.
That's great. So Brandon just approached you guys and was like, hey, I want y'all to put this music in? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, he went to, because you have to basically license it through the record company.
Sure.
So he went to the record company and said, Hardline, I love these guys, I want these two songs.
That's incredible.
They call us, they call us and say, hey guys, what will you sell these two songs for? They want them, and that's how it kind of works. And I would have given them for free, to be honest with you, because it's just such an amazing feeling going to the theater and you hear your music, or now it's, when I see it on TV, and that still generates royalties. It's still being played all around the world, that movie, and it's just mind-blowing. Such a shame what happened to him.
Oh, it's awful. It's
terrible.
I had tried, just real quick, I had tried a few years ago to try to get Shannon to come on his sister, and it's like trying to get the Pope on. It's just not going to happen. It was just like.
Yeah, it's hard.
But I love, I'm a huge fan of their dad, and obviously his Brandon was so awesome. But
yeah, he was.
So
and I never got to meet him, which was a bummer, man, because he was a big Hardline fan.
Oh, did none of you guys get to meet him, or?
No, because shortly after, man, we hit the road. We were gone, man.
Right.
I was gone for, my God, a year and a half straight.
That's crazy.
We were gone. Yeah.
That sucks.
We would do 3 months in Europe alone. I mean, I didn't know. When we did the U.S., we didn't stop. We did the U.S. 3 times. I didn't know what state forget about the city. I didn't know what state I was in.
Right.
So we worked hard, man. We played everywhere.
I wanted to ask you too, and I don't even mean this because I'm saying this from I love your voice.
Thank you, man.
Were you ever? Did Neil ever kick? Did they ever? Go? Maybe you should come in and sing in Journey. Did that conversation ever?
No, never did, and I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, that's not a gig for me. I
just didn't know if they ever asked you because I love your voice. I think you could sing anything. So.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Vincent. I don't think I could represent the songs like they should be, like Arnell is representing them. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, he's great. I don't even mean it like that. I just figured because...
No, I know what you mean. I just don't think I could have done it well. So that's all. I just don't think I could have done the songs right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could I hit the notes and stuff like that? Yes, but I just don't think it would have worked. I would have said no. I don't care how much money. And I get every week, bro, I have people saying, Johnny, will you sing on this song for me?
Sure.
I don't think I can bring value to the song. I don't do it.
Okay.
It's all about this marriage between lyrics and melody and making a song what it is,
right?
What it was intended to be. So I think I would have said I would have said no to that gig.
I mean, to me, you could have killed it on the bad English stuff, any of that stuff. I would have shit because like I said, man, I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this. I've been a fan of your voice ever since I bought that first Hardline cassette. I was like, God damn, this is fucking awesome. And I've tried to follow you. That's how I found you in Axel Rudi Pell. Because I was like, Jesus. Wow. And then just fell in love with it, man. Before we did this interview, I literally was cranking Cold Heaven.
That's awesome.
Dude, that song is so goddamn good. Like, I'm telling you, man, and then, because I didn't know, because I'm not, at the time, in the early 2000s, I wasn't super, knowledgeable in power metal. It's something I fell in love with immediately. But when I found Axel's stuff, and I was like, why does this sound familiar to me? And then I literally, because I would just go into a record store and buy a CD. And I bought that album, and I bet I've listened to that song a million times just because it's like, and bought everything since because I was like, anything, if you're on it, I bought it. I had to go, went backwards and forwards. And nothing against him. I don't want, Axel to think I'm not a fan of his guitar. He's amazing, but I'm just saying, you were the reason I bought it. I was like, God damn, this is fucking killer. So to me, you could sing. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could have killed the bad English. You could have killed anything to me you sang on because I was like, God damn, yeah, you got such range and power. And real quick, the Axel Rudi Pell thing. How did that happen?
Same thing, same situation. Axel was a huge fan of Hardline. Hardline opened a lot of musical doors for me. He was a huge fan. I didn't know who the hell he was.
I didn't either.
I wasn't focused on Europe at all at that time, and he contacted me through Crush 40 was through Doug Aldrich.
Okay.
Because Doug was super big in Japan, so June to Doug to me, and Axel, I don't remember how he got to me, but it was like the beginning days of 98, so it was like the internet, so we had an email and shit, so it was like it was email, and we spoke back and forth through email for 1 year. I didn't even know what his voice sounded like. And we made a deal together, and I listened to some of the old stuff, and I said, oh man, this is shit I grew up on. I can sing this in my sleep.
Sure.
So for me, I looked at it as like, oh my God, this is this is a perfect segue into Enemy Eyes, coming out of Axel Rudi Pell. So I went over there and didn't even know the sound of his voice. Flew in, took a train. There he was standing there. We went right to the studio and we worked on Oceans of Time, the first album that I did with him. And now will be 25 years in 2023 singing for him.
I love the stuff.
Every show. Yeah, it's crazy. We've sold millions of records. It's been an amazing ride. Our shows are sellouts and we play all over the place. We could play nonstop around the world if we wanted to, but we just try to make nice exclusive, shorter 15, 20 show tours. We got another one coming up April and May, which I think is sold out.
Oh, wow.
So it's incredible, man. It's incredible. So that's what I mean, man. I can go over there, I can play rock star, and then I can come home and my wife makes me vacuum and put out the trash. So
let me ask you this: as far as does he write a lot of? Do you all write together, or do you all write separately, you and Axel, or how does that work?
So he writes everything. He does not allow anyone to write anything. I don't know why. He just likes to maintain the control of his writing, and that's fine. And I know him, obviously, 25 years, and he can present something to me, and I already know how he wants it to sound lyrically. I help him with some of the English. If something is just, atrocious, I help him. But he won't let anyone write with him. I wish he did, but that's his thing, and that's fine.
Dude, he's a fucking genius. You could seriously, Cold Heaven may be one of the best songs ever written. That song, I know that's stupid. That song has got me through so much bullshit, man. I mean,
really? So
that record specifically, but that goddamn song, the guitar solo in that song, it makes your vocals and his guitar playing just in general, but that record, because it was the first one that I bought, and then I went backwards and obviously stayed with you guys ever since, that record, which I believe was like 03 or 04. And then I have been a fan ever since, but that song got me through some serious shit. I'll just say that. You can tell him that for what it's worth. I'm a huge fan.
I will do it.
There's
awesome.
There's 3 guitar players ever on Earth to me. There's Eddie Van Halen, there's Michael Schenker, and there's Axel Rudi Pell. So, those are my guys. And you, sir, with him, it is magic. That's all I know.
Oh, thank you. The show doc is so amazing. It's the band's been around so long that we know each other so well, and people just have a great escape when they come to an ARP show, and I can't wait for April.
I bet. I
love it.
It's incredible.
I love it. I mean, it's really, really a lot of fun. And so with Axel Rudi Pell, which is really sort of that old school Richie Blackmore kind of vibe thing.
So good.
That's when I got the itch to go back to that style, but kind of modernize it, and that's how Enemy Eyes has been
awesome
born. So so that's where Enemy Eyes came from, and I'm like, I want to do something theatrical and cool and different, and have it be heavy, but have it, still melodic, and so that's how the whole thing just sort of segued into this new project.
Now, for the new project, was it hard picking bandmates?
No, so we knew who we wanted to record with, and we were just hoping that we could use the same guys for live. And so, no, it was really easy. When you're in the business as long as I am, I don't know, since I'm 11 years old, and so so you learn, who's doing what, and stylistically who sounds like what. And then, so it's pretty easy to figure out, like, I really want that guy because of that tone, and that guy because of his feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just go for it. And so the recording process is the first sort of step towards knowing if it's going to work, from musically, and then from a cultural,
Of
make sure
course.
we all get along and shit, so, and it does. These guys are awesome guys.
As far as writing for this, for History's Hand, was it difficult to do, or?
No, as a matter of fact, I had the most fun I've ever had writing. Honestly, I have this album in my playlist, and I run every single day, and that I listen to it over and over, and even I am like, wow, we made that. And lyrically, I had such a great time. I mean, when you're writing songs like "Preying on Your Weakness," and I just had a great fucking time with it. And it's edgy, as you said. It's more aggressive, and it will translate live. What's funny is, like, I can take a song even like Hardline's "Hot Cherie," which is kind of a pop song.
Yeah.
But live, it comes off heavy. Everything we do translates heavy. So I said, why not just write freaking heavy and have a good time with it?
Sure.
And that's what I did with this album.
And it's your 100th release. That's insane.
Yeah, 100 albums worldwide. Yeah, I don't have enough wall space for all the freaking albums. It's crazy. It's crazy.
When you,
I can't believe it.
yeah, it's incredible. To ask you this too, another Axel Rudi Pell question, if it's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Is it hard for you guys to do a set list now with so much material?
Yes. Good question. Simple answer. Yes, because like you have your favorites, everyone has their favorites, and they've got one hell of a freaking list of songs to pick from. So we know live which songs are the classics, just like Hardline playing "Hot Cherie" and "Rhythm from a Red Car," and you know what I mean, and "In the Hands of Time." Axel has his also, and so it's really freaking difficult, and we change it. Oh my God, we change it freaking 20 times before we get to rehearsal.
Do you all generally play a pretty long set? I've never got to see you, obviously, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, this show is close to 2 hours. Yeah, but there's a lot of soloing, and there's a lot of parts where I could go and take a shower. We joke about it. Axel likes to jam. So we make a signal, like little fingers over the head. That means I'm going to go take a fucking shower while he's playing. And, so yeah, the show, we typically try to keep it an hour and 45 minutes. More than that is just a little bit too much noise.
It's incredible.
But I enjoy it, man. I lost 12 pounds on that tour, bro. 12 pounds.
On with the last one?
Yeah, with the Axel Rudi Pell tour, I lost 12 pounds. That's how I run on that stage.
Holy shit.
I don't stop. Yeah, 12 pounds gone.
That's
15 shows on that last one, 12 pounds.
That's wild. Are you guys, or I guess, is Axel working on new stuff for you guys?
So what we're planning now is we're doing a new ballads album this December.
Oh, okay.
So, coming up, we're going to do another ballads album, and then we'll start on another studio album for 2023.
Awesome. Maybe we can chat again about that.
Absolutely, yes. It'll be a 24 release, if I'm not mistaken, but we're going to record it in 23. It's
incredible.
We're still touring off of what the hell's our album called? Something 23?
Yes.
Yeah. With that, see how many albums?
You have a lot of stuff, man. It's
Lost 23. There we go. Lost 23. So, yeah, man, we still have many records to go, and we're not getting any younger, but we're having such a great time, and we have such a format. We know each other so well. Like, we have a gorgeous tour bus, man. We have a beautiful double-decker. I have my own office in the back.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's insane. But I know that when Folker, the bass player, wakes up, I know not to say anything to him until he has a cup of coffee. We know each other so well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bobby Rondinelli wakes up and he starts shaving immediately. We don't know why. He doesn't know why, but he sits down and starts shaving in the bus. I'm like, okay. So it's interesting. We live together, man, when we're touring. I mean, we're on that bus. We sleep through the night on that thing, and then we wake up. Obviously, We have breakfast together every single day. We have dinner together every single day. We go to hotels together every single day. So to have that friendship in business, because it is a business, man.
Sure.
It's a great thing. So that band will continue as long as Axel wants it to, I think. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever played in America? Because if you have, it was nowhere near probably me, but...
Nope. No, that's a thing, too. Axel doesn't really have any desire to play in America. It's kind of reversed for him as it is for me. He likes being, basically home. For him, that works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't have to leave Europe. I mean, we go everywhere. We're putting together a tour now, Bulgaria.
Oh, wow.
We could play Serbia. We've played Russia. We've sold out Russia. We've played St. Petersburg, Moscow. He doesn't really need to come to America. I don't know what we would draw here. And that's part of my fear, man. Part of my fear is I'd be nervous that I could only put 20 people in a Starbucks. I don't know what would happen if I played in North America.
I don't think America gets what he does. And I'm going to tell you something, sir. It's magic. Every record that I've bought that you guys do together, I love what he's doing. I hope you'll tell him that. I hope you'll tell him Cold Heavens got me through some tough shit. And I'm a huge fan, but I totally get it. I would never step foot soil here if it's not a good business venture. And if people don't get it, Other European folks get it. A lot of our listeners are European, and God bless them, because without them, then I don't exist. And it's so, you know what I mean? It's America's cool and all, but it's if there's no venue or vignette for, that type of music. Because I love it.
Well, that's what happened. America sort of moved on, after the 80s and even after, even the grunge thing was pretty short-lived in the 90s, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it sort of morphed into other stuff, you know what I mean? And so America seems to move on, where, the European community is very diehard. Let me tell you something. So, let's take Bulgaria.
Okay.
Bulgaria was illegal to play anything but Bulgarian music. You would go to jail. So if you cranked up a Ronnie James Dio tune, not even less than 15 years ago, if you cranked up a Ronnie James Dio song, they could put you in jail.
Oh, wow.
It was illegal to play
music.
Right, you could only be Bulgarian music. Is that insane?
Yes.
So take that market. When I play there, man, I see more AC/DC and who the hell else? And Van Halen and Scorpions T-shirts than I ever have in my life, because it's kind of new for them. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I just did a solo show in a city called Trutakan, and I had 8,000 people for my solo show.
Really?
It is still for, melodic guys, old school rocker guys like me. That's where you can really perform and you have big numbers. So I don't know what would happen in America. The audience doesn't support it here anymore, and that's okay. It's just, that's not the venue anymore. It's over there. So that's where I go. I go where the work is. You know what I mean?
I think it's awesome. And just know that you have fans here. I know I can't be the only one, man. I love what you do. And this new album is fucking killer. I'm sorry we didn't talk about it a whole lot. I kind of geeked out on you.
That's okay, man.
About the other stuff. But I was going to ask you, as far as Hardline, are you going to continue to do material for that as well, or are you going to more focus on what you're doing here, or Axel, Rudi, Pell, or just a whole bunch of different stuff? Or
so, two things. So contractually, the business side of things, I have another album to do with Hardline contractually, and another album I want to do. After that album, even the record company knows I'm not sure, bro. I'm really not sure. Enemy Eyes is such a spark of newness and excitement for me.
Sure.
And Hardline, although it's my baby, it's my brainchild, it's more historical, memory kind of stuff, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's a shitty answer, but I really don't.
No, it's cool. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. So one more album for sure, and then I'll have to see where I'm at with life and where I'm at with Enemy Eyes, because I want Enemy Eyes to be the focus. Because I have a real clear vision for what I want it to be, and I think the fans are just going to flip the fuck out when they see this live.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then as far as, I've always wanted to ask you this, I figured I would ask you, what the hell, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody you've ever wanted to work with, past or present, meaning alive or deceased, that you wish you could work with?
Oh man, I've done some duets with some great, amazing, and talented singers. On that bucket list, man, I've always wanted to do a duet with Pink.
Okay.
I'm not a pop guy, but Pink's voice, when I hear Pink, I think, well, first of all, she's amazing. And I think our voices would work just so well. We could do just something so freaking heavy and killer. I know that sounds odd. You would never think that I would want to do something with Pink, but
no, it's hey.
Yeah, Pink is on the list. Of course, I'm a massive fan of Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
We've got on the Life album, we do the tribute, Who Wants to Live Forever
tribute
on Life album. So Freddie, and I don't know, man. I mean, I've met so many massive stars, Brian May and Roger Daltrey, and I know that we used to hang out with Soundgarden guys, Guns N' Roses. I mean, we toured with Van Halen. My first show ever with Hardline was Palace of Auburn Hills in Detroit with Van Halen. It was like 55,000 seats.
Oh my God.
And there I am, my very first show as an international artist with our Double Eclipse album, and I'm opening up. It was just Hardline and Van Halen, and I've been with the greatest of the greats, man, and I'm so grateful for it. So I've gotten to work with a lot of these guys. So, but yeah, Pink. That's strange, huh?
No, it's cool. I appreciate the insight. For me as a fan, I think our listeners will as well. I think it's awesome. Yeah, so kids, pick up Enemy Eyes' debut album, History's Hand. It's going to be coming out November 18th on Frontiers. Johnny, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Dr. Vincent, keep everybody well, man. And I appreciate you. Thanks for your support.
Cracker Jack timing, Wang. Total concentration. You ready, Jack? I was born ready.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty! Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Doc, take us out.
Ready, good sir.
Not a tear to the eye. I'll be quiet.